The world of sitcom storytelling has often revolved around the dynamics of a central figure whose eccentricities shape the trajectory of the show, and The Big Bang Theory epitomized this with Jim Parsons' Sheldon Cooper, a character whose quirks, scientific brilliance, and relentless social awkwardness turned him into one of television's most iconic personas. But with young Sheldon and now the new spin-off First Marriage focusing on Georgie and Mandy, audiences are beginning to notice something surprising. The absence of Sheldon is not the creative handicap it might have once seemed. In fact, First Marriage cleverly highlights the underrated upside of losing Sheldon, showing how his absence creates space for deeper character exploration, stronger emotional storytelling, and fresh humor that no longer needs to orbit around one individual's genius. When The Big Bang Theory ended in 2019, many fans assumed that any related project would somehow need Sheldon's presence to thrive. After all, Parsons' performance defined the franchise and carried a massive chunk of its comedic identity. Young Sheldon originally leaned heavily on the nostalgia factor, showing audiences how Sheldon grew up in Texas and how his peculiar worldview developed. While this formula worked for several seasons, it also reinforced the notion that Sheldon was the franchise's lifeline. But the launch of First Marriage changes that narrative entirely by proving that without Sheldon dominating the spotlight, the storytelling can finally pivot toward relationships and experiences that were always present in the background but never given the chance to flourish. Georgie and Mandy's journey is at the center of this new spin-off, and it thrives precisely because it is unburdened by Sheldon's intellectual overtones. Instead of every interaction being filtered through his hyper-logical perspective, the show embraces the more down-to-earth struggles of young adulthood, responsibility, love, and compromise. In this way, First Marriage emphasizes that losing Sheldon has actually opened up a new storytelling lane where the comedy stems from real-life situations rather than exaggerated social experiments. The underrated upside of Sheldon's absence is that Georgie is no longer reduced to the comedic foil. For years, Georgie's role in young Sheldon was defined by his lack of academic brilliance in contrast to his brother's genius, which made him an easy target for jokes and dismissals. But in First Marriage, he emerges as a layered character who must step into adulthood, provide for his family, and navigate the messy realities of young love. Mandy, in turn, is given more narrative weight, with her character no longer boxed into being simply the older girlfriend who happened to complicate Georgie's teenage years.